difference too. I know sometimes we take that for a grain of salt, but right now that is a massive difference.
Spot on.
In the
Looks
lineup.
so
And I'm
accurate.
feeling like that's pretty accurate here.
You know exactly how Onic is just so ready to hunker down?
Yeah.
They put a vengeance on CC. They're just like, no, go for it, please.
Oh, man. We're going to find out if Twested Minds is really going to twist the game with this lineup, or we're going to see a sweep here
Welcome
for
to
Onic
Mobile
Philippines
Legends.
as once again, they jump into the land of Dawn here to fight it out and get one step closer to the top 2 seed for Onic Philippines. Can Twested Minds do something about it, or are they going to have trouble with this one? Let's find out here. We jump into the game, take a look at how this is played. I think to make this work, I mean, that's the thing too, man. The Claude takes a while.
It does.
Like more than the Granger, I feel like.
Yep. And you would want to really ensure the space being present, but with the Valir in Onic Philippines, that's how you do that!
Forced flicker from Escalera, not even a minute in the game.
Oh my goodness. You're able to control the mid lane so much, you're able to win the gold lane matchup, so you could potentially spell out the early game this early for Twested Minds. And there are just so many things you'll have to consider if you're Twested Minds in order for your lineup to work.
Yeah, that's why I think, you know, again, considering how this is, we got to think, all right, how does Twested Minds actually make this work and get the potential to win a game?
Yeah, that kind of makes me wonder too, because like if they do attempt to go for a team fight, you kind of want to picture how the team fight will go, because the heavy spin will kind of bring everyone all around the area of wherever the team fight is going to happen. But for as Hajizi on the Jushin, you want to have them really pinned down. But if you're not able to accomplish that, it'll be so difficult for you to layer things well, given the lineup of Twested Minds.
More often than not, it's a nombo. They're trying to do 2 different things in the same lineup. But when it works, I guess it works.
Yeah. There's the Blazing Duet too, so that's something we can expect for later on. But for now, I think it's really Onic Philippines just clearly at an advantage, even in terms of taking this turtle away.
Yeah,
No contest from Twested.
You just get this for free at this point. There's nothing that Twested Minds could really do about that. And maybe that's the game plan for them, is to go ahead and just kind of wait, you know, until they have some of these other level 4s available, especially for Hajizi and Escalera, to bring the shortcut in. But this could be troublesome.
Oh, Brusco coming in, still no level 4. Gets pulled in.
Oh, now he's got it.
The punish coming in from Twested Minds. They back off. Brusco knows that the rest of Onic aren't there either. King Kong forcing a move here from outplayed. Look at the back. Escalera here coming through. Kelra spots him. Just a duel. Brusco and Prince back in the scene here. I wonder if Twested Minds know there's 4 members of the Super Fam.
Yeah, they'll just probably play it safe, because at this point it's James just really focusing on the lane.
Purify this! Oh, Brusco doesn't pull the trigger.
Okay. He doesn't. I'm surprised too, because he probably could have, but again, that might have just been a purify out, since Sui is now up here on the top side.
How about this time? Sensui stealing away King Kong's greens. Does lose out on the first wave of that. Wow, Twested Minds taking this very, very passively.
Yeah, and somehow they aren't really giving out any kills or major advantages to Onic Philippines
Actually,
just
both of
yet.
them.
At least for even the lanes, or the EXP and gold lanes, they aren't that threatened much at this point. So they're able to somehow keep things safe for now, but we're waiting for Onic Philippines to actually attempt to go for it, because even Brusco earlier, he did try to do that around the orange buff. But Twested Minds might be the first to start.
Trimmed and Bacon plus the spin! Pull in King Kong into that brush there, that wall. The first blood drawn by Twested Minds. That's what they wanted to do.
That's what they wanted to do. They played around the shortcut too. They punished King Kong, and now the turtle's up. So maybe Twested Minds will be able to go ahead and secure that one for themselves as well.
2-step process for Twested Minds. 2 ults used up to get rid of 1 King Kong. Now Onic coming through to Nami Slam on his Sensui. Can he survive? That's a lot of damage rained down on him. Super Prince helping Kurt get a kill. In comes the Beast to claim the turtle. The Super Fam back. Oh, that was ill-timed by Twested Minds.
Without the heavy spin, this This Akai, this panda cannot move. Earlier, it could have been really great for Twisted Minds since we were mentioning the fact or the idea of how Onic Philippines might have wanted to start something up or look for something. They've been transitioning from trying to invade the orange buffs to the purple buffs, which something Twisted Minds was able to capitalize. But not shortly after, given the resources that were down for Twisted Minds, it was an immediate response from Onic Philippines too, because they had almost everything still intact after it was Twisted Minds who just decided to surprise them all along. So now it's kind of evened out, but Onic Philippines is still at an advantage, especially when it comes to how they're able to move around the map. They don't need to be as grouped up just yet. Similar to how Twisted Minds, they really have to take care of Outplayed before he actually gets his items on, or before he actually gets online.
Yeah, that's what they're going to go ahead and try to do. Again, anytime that Sensui is kind of caught out as well, it's pretty difficult for him to escape, so he's also really got to rely on the team here. Oh, Brusco's going to jump in. Doesn't actually pull the trigger again on Sensui, and Escalera goes up top.
Oh. That is going to be a shortcut to it in. Kirk popped like a pimple. Free pick off for the Twisted Minds. Onic, though, they couldn't answer down bottom. Outplayed did get a free turret. Sensui retribution on Brusco. Brusco holding on to that Tsunami Slam. A push by Kelray mid tier 1 falls. Oh. And there it is. Purifies, cleanses with the heavy spin. You are not taking down Jack Black, not the Dragon Warrior. King Kong coming in. Escalera spotted. Hit with the 2 on Brusco. In comes the rest of them. Outplayed. Looking for the other Thievery stacks. Not going to pull the trigger on the duel.
It's more like Onic Philippines not necessarily converting, but deciding to start something up when they know that someone or major resources are already used for Twisted Minds, and they act very quickly at that. So it's been something that's happened twice in a row for now. And now we'll see how Twisted Minds actually manages this turtle. There's James up top.
Last turtle on the map. King Kong rushing in. Sensui about half health on the Sakai. Brusco spots James. Ooh.
Okay, so he spots him out. They still got to watch out for Escalera too. Again, he's been pretty good with these shortcuts. They might just give this up, Brusco.
All right, forcing out a response from Hajizi. Backs off. James spots King Kong. Turtle gets reset. Heavy spin on Sensui. Sensui falls from Kelra. And Super Princess attacks. King Kong down a 10th of his health. Is he going to go back into the pit? I think it's clear. Onic will go for the turtle here. Not a response, not a peep from Twisted Minds. The Super Fab takes all 3 turtles.
It was so close. So King Kong almost went down from James.
But James nearly got him too. Like, that's the thing. So they both actually went for the exact same game plan, only that Onic Philippines was the more successful team to pull it off. So they have to be more careful of how James is going to utilize this Masha. Again, he already has the Blade of Heptases picked up earlier, and this Lethal Ignition could become a huge threat later on if he actually is able to lock down onto a target. And that is most likely going to be King Kong for the rest of this game. But let's see how this goes, because it's not just him being able to really target down members from Onic Philippines. He's managing the map for his team really well.
Oh,
that's a threat.
The Super Fam are hunting. That's all 5 members of them here. Escalera calls the rest of Twisted Minds in. Drops a shortcut summon force in by Kelra. Down goes James. Turned off the right Kirk. Gets a double kill. Sensui takes out Kelra. Takes out Brusco. Triple for the Dragon Warrior.
That's the heavy spin right there.
Oh, and that is not a nombo. It worked together. They were able to pin down members of Onic Philippines. So Hajizi was just freely able to use the lantern flares, and Outplayed was also able to dish out the blazing duet. And this is an Outplayed. This is a Claude that hasn't even completed the Trinity build just yet. He just got 2 out of 3, but that's a major advantage for them.
It's all about layering. You got to drop your skills in the right time, in the right position. Tsunami Slam and a tier 2 up top, plus a 7 force. Oh, the Super Fam gave Sensui a bit of what they wanted.
as soon as you know that there's no heavy spin, man, that it's almost a free kill. Like, just go grab the panda and toss him in the air.
He just got a triple kill, and now he got shut down.
Hey, that's part of the play. That's part of the why you have the Sakai, and I mean look how much damage he's taken.
66,000.
All of it. That is the sandbag right there. in a different form right now. But the Lord is up. So Onic Philippines, you know, they don't have this massive lead or anything just yet, so they do have to be pretty calculated with this, especially against the chip.
They're blitzing.
They're blitzing it. Escalera.
Coming in from the back with a conceal. Kelra takes the Lord. And they're clapping back. Kirk pops a vengeance. Down goes King Kong. Kelra doing his darndest with the Salmon Force. Kirk stays the course. One down per side. King Kong and Escalera. Onic call it quits. In comes Brusco, deterring the rest of Twisted Minds from pushing back. Tsunami Slam might not have been the best move. Brusco gets taken down by Hajizi. Another man falls for Onic PH.
Escalera and James have a shared job and responsibility of scouting and finding where King Kong is and immediately eliminating him right after that, which was exactly what happened in that Lord take. But if it weren't for Kelra getting that objective, oh my goodness!
James
Was that
takes
worth?
down Prince. Yes, it was. I'll tell you now it was. But only if Twisted Minds understood that it was just James. But they still went to support him. I don't know. They lost tier 2 up top.
They lost the tier 2.
Maybe it's not worth it.
I don't know. I mean, the shields are most likely going to get popped tier 2. They saw that tier 2 in the mid lane that they're holding on to. They might actually hold on to this. They do keep the Lord right there, so the shield's still going to stay up. So I guess I would say, yeah. In the big picture, it was worth.
Yeah.
They maintain it.
James is honestly so scary though. He's
He
just
doesn't even have BOD yet.
he's unafraid of running towards his targets, and just attempting to really take them out. Well, as you mentioned, he still doesn't have the BOD, and he's really looking to build that a few moments from now. But the Trinity build is already completed here by Outplayed as well. So if it's really just managing how the team fights go, Onic Philippines, they might want to check and really watch out for King Kong, because he's being targeted down really well by Twisted Minds. And if it weren't for a successful teleport and a thunderclap coming in from James as well as Hajizi, Outplayed could potentially go in with a Blazing Dew at any time. And so long as he has the Purify, he doesn't have to worry about the threat of a counter engage coming in from Onic Philippines.
Outplayed is a one-man win con right now, and Twisted Minds understand that, so they're protecting their only possible way to win a big ticket team fight. And Onic knows that. Onic is always on the lookout. That last fight here in the upper quarter, they're like, all right, where's James? Where's James? Huh?
They always have to keep their head on a swivel for James.
Where's James? Watch out for Outplayed.
That's been the case. Even in game 1, technically it was James.
Because sometimes you see where James is, he's on the opposite side. But you can expect him to be there anytime if you don't know where Escalera is. So finding Escalera too is another problem for Onic Philippines. So might they change or switch things up a bit and anticipate James instead here down bot?
No bush is safe. You see how Super Prince threw a fireball into that random bush wherein the lane was pushed up against?
Uh-oh.
They know! And they find him. James had a couple more life bars left. They throw everything at him, and they look to be happy for it.
Oh,
they
but
don't
the
mind.
Lord.
That's right. Lord is getting blitzed here.
They're blitzing
Lord
it.
down to a 5th, an 8th, a 10th. Oh, there's no way. Brusco not going to steal this away. King Kong does. King Kong does. And Sui forced to respond to Kirk. Pops the vengeance. Might even take down Outplayed. Blazing the White coming through. Kelra with a Shaman Force blocking the exit. 3 down. Kelra gets a double. Onic Philippines get everything they want.
How did they manage to get there in time and get the Lord?
Never doubt King Kong. It was Brusco flickering in to get the information, and now they might actually attempt to end this.
Oh, there's a couple of minions here and a giant siege minion. A Lord Merchant up top. If they don't end, they will at least wipe out everything in the base. They catch Hajizi. They're onto the base. The siege minion will fall. Down goes James. A Tsunami Slam on a Brusco. It's a wipeout. But Sui and Outplayed will come back to defend.
Oh, they're going to be back to defend, and they can't end the game just yet. But Onic Philippines will get the turrets unless they can do something.
Two minds left to defend. Sensui with a desperation heavy spin. The Super Fam take game 2 and sweep the series.